You wake up one morning and swing your legs over the side of the bed. But something feels different today. Your knees take an extra moment to cooperate. Your lower back feels tight, almost like it forgot how to move overnight. You sit there for a second, waiting for your body to catch up with your mind. You stand slowly. Your ankles feel stiff. Your shoulders are tense. And there is this heaviness in your limbs that was not there a few years ago. You walk to the bathroom and catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror. And for just a moment, you wonder when this happened. When did moving become something you had to think about? When did your body start feeling older than you actually are? Maybe you are 62, maybe you are 74, but inside, you still feel like yourself. Your thoughts are sharp, your interests are alive, you have plans, you have people you love, you have things you still want to do. So why does your body feel like it belongs to someone 10 years older? If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. Millions of seniors experience this quiet disconnect between how old they are and how old they feel physically. And most assume it is just aging, just the normal decline everyone talks about. But here is something most people are never told. That heavy, tired, stiff feeling is not always just aging. Sometimes it is the result of hidden daily habits that silently accelerate how fast your body breaks down. These are not dramatic habits. They are not obvious. In fact, most of them feel completely normal, harmless, even comforting. But over time, these small routines slowly drain your muscles, stiffen your joints, disrupt your hormones, and weaken your circulation. And because the damage happens gradually, you never see it coming. You just wake up one day and wonder why everything feels harder than it should. The frustrating part is that these habits often disguise themselves as self-care. They feel like rest. They feel like relaxation. They feel like exactly what an aging body should be doing. And that is precisely why they are so dangerous. You never suspect that the very things bringing you comfort might be quietly stealing your vitality. Today, we are going to walk through 5 of these hidden aging traps. These are not rare medical conditions. They are not genetic curses. They are subtle patterns that millions of seniors fall into without ever realizing the cost. We will start with number 5 and work our way to number 1, which is the most overlooked and most powerful aging trap of all. And at the end, we will share one simple habit that may help you begin reversing some of this silent damage. Let us begin. Number 5, sitting still for long, unbroken stretches during the day. This one might sound too simple to matter. After all, sitting is normal. Everyone sits. But the problem is not sitting itself. The problem is sitting without movement for hours at a time. When you sit completely still for 2 or 3 hours straight, your body starts to change in ways you cannot feel at first. Blood flow slows down, especially in your legs. Your muscles receive less oxygen. Your joints stop producing the fluid that keeps them lubricated. And over time, your circulation weakens just enough to leave you feeling stiff and sluggish. For seniors, this is particularly important because the body already has a harder time maintaining blood flow and muscle engagement as it ages. When you add long stretches of stillness, you accelerate the decline. Many seniors sit for extended periods while reading, watching television, or working on hobbies. And because nothing hurts in the moment, they assume nothing harmful is happening. But hours later, when they stand up and feel that familiar stiffness in their hips or tightness in their calves, they blame it on age. They rarely connect it to the stillness itself. The truth is that your body was designed to move frequently. Not intensely, just frequently. Even small movements, every 30 to 45 minutes, can keep your circulation active, your joints lubricated, and your muscles engaged. Without those small movements, your body slowly forgets how to stay flexible and responsive. What makes this particularly concerning is how the effects compound over time. One day of prolonged sitting might leave you feeling slightly stiff, but weeks and months of this pattern create lasting changes in your muscle tissue and joint capsules. The tightness becomes your new normal. The reduced circulation becomes your baseline. And suddenly, activities that once felt effortless now require conscious effort and warm-up time. This is not about exercise. This is about breaking up stillness. And most seniors never realize how much those long, quiet hours of sitting are aging them from the inside out. Number 4, shallow breathing that becomes your default pattern. Breathing is automatic. You do not think about it. And that is exactly why this trap is so easy to fall into. As people age, especially those who spend a lot of time sitting or feeling stressed, their breathing tends to become shallow. Instead of deep, slow breaths that fill the lungs and expand the belly, they take short, quick breaths that barely move the chest. This might not seem like a problem. After all, you are still breathing. But shallow breathing has a cascade of effects on your body that build up over time. When you breathe shallowly, you take in less oxygen with each breath. Your blood carries less oxygen to your muscles and organs. Your heart has to work slightly harder to compensate, and your nervous system stays stuck in a mild state of alertness, as if something is wrong. Over months and years, this pattern contributes to fatigue, muscle tension, poor recovery, and even hormonal imbalances. Your body never fully relaxes because your breathing keeps signaling that you are under low-level stress. The connection between breathing and aging goes even deeper than most people realize. Your cells require oxygen to produce energy efficiently. When oxygen delivery is compromised by shallow breathing, your cells switch to less efficient energy production methods. This creates more metabolic waste, increases oxidative stress, and accelerates cellular aging. In other words, how you breathe directly affects how quickly your cells age. Many seniors are completely unaware of how they breathe. They have been breathing shallowly for so long that it feels normal. But deep inside, their bodies are slowly being deprived of the oxygen and calm signals they need to repair and restore. This is one of those invisible habits that never appears on any health checklist, but it quietly accelerates aging in ways that affect everything from your energy levels to your joint flexibility to your sleep quality. Number 3, letting evening screen time dominate your nights. In the modern world, screens are everywhere. Televisions, tablets, phones, computers, and for many seniors, the evening hours are filled with screen-based activities, watching the news, browsing the internet, playing games on a tablet, catching up on shows. There is nothing wrong with enjoying technology, but when screens dominate the final hours of your day, they create problems that extend far beyond your eyes. The light emitted by screens, particularly the blue-toned light, sends signals to your brain that interfere with your natural sleep hormones. Your body begins to suppress melatonin, the hormone responsible for preparing you for rest. And even after you turn off the screen and close your eyes, your brain remains slightly stimulated, making it harder to fall into deep, restorative sleep. For seniors, this matters more than most people realize. Deep sleep is when your body does its most important repair work. Your muscles recover, your joints reduce inflammation, your brain clears out waste products, your hormones rebalance. When screen time disrupts this process night after night, you wake up feeling less restored. Your body carries forward the fatigue and inflammation from the day before. And over time, you start to feel older, stiffer, and more tired, not because of aging itself, but because your nights are no longer giving your body what it needs. There is another dimension to this problem that often goes unmentioned. The content consumed on screens during evening hours frequently carries emotional weight. News programs deliver concerning stories about the world. Social media exposes you to conflict and comparison. Even entertainment programs often feature tension and drama designed to keep you engaged. All of this emotional stimulation arrives at precisely the wrong time, when your brain should be winding down and preparing for rest. Many seniors watch screens right up until bedtime without ever connecting it to their morning stiffness or their persistent fatigue. They assume they are just getting older. But often, they are simply not recovering properly because their evenings are overstimulating their brains. Number 2. Carrying mental tension into your resting hours. This trap is more subtle than the others, but it may be one of the most damaging of all. Many seniors carry stress, worry, or mental tension into the evening and night without even realizing it. They lie down to sleep, but their minds continue to churn. They replay conversations. They worry about family. They think about health concerns. They plan for tomorrow. The body cannot tell the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. When your mind is active with worry, your nervous system responds as if something dangerous is happening. Stress hormones stay elevated. Muscles remain slightly tense. Heart rate stays higher than it should during rest. This means that even when you are lying still in bed, your body is not truly resting. It is stuck in a state of low-level alertness, unable to fully shift into recovery mode. Over time, this pattern drains your energy reserves. It keeps inflammation elevated. It prevents your muscles and joints from fully repairing. And it disrupts the hormonal cycles that regulate everything from your mood to your appetite to your physical resilience. What many seniors do not realize is that the stress response affects the body on a structural level. When stress hormones remain elevated, they actually break down muscle tissue over time. They interfere with collagen production, which affects joint health and skin elasticity. They promote the storage of visceral fat around the organs, and they suppress the immune functions that protect against illness and support tissue repair. Many seniors accept poor sleep and morning fatigue as inevitable parts of aging. But often, the real cause is not age itself. It is the mental tension they carry into the night, tension that quietly prevents their bodies from healing. This is not about being a worrier or having anxiety. It is about the simple fact that your body needs your mind to calm down in order to do its repair work. When that does not happen, aging accelerates in ways that feel mysterious but are actually quite predictable. Number 1. The most overlooked aging trap of all: losing the habit of moving in the hours before sleep. This is the one that almost no one talks about, and yet it may be the single most powerful hidden cause of accelerated aging in seniors. Here is what happens for most people as they get older. The evening becomes a time of stillness. After dinner, they sit down, they watch television, they read, they relax in a chair. And from that point until they go to bed, they barely move at all. This might sound like a peaceful routine, and in many ways it feels like one. But for your body, those final hours of stillness before sleep create a perfect storm of problems. When you stop moving in the evening, your circulation slows to its lowest point of the day. Your muscles cool down and begin to stiffen. Your lymphatic system, which relies on movement to clear waste from your tissues, becomes sluggish, and your joints lose the gentle motion that keeps them supple. Then you lie down to sleep in this already stiff, sluggish state, and for the next 7 or 8 hours, your body remains still again. By the time you wake up, you have spent 10 or 12 continuous hours without meaningful movement. Your muscles have tightened, your joints have become rigid, your circulation has been weak for half the day, and you feel it immediately when you try to stand. This is why so many seniors feel their worst in the morning. It is not just sleep, it is the combination of evening stillness followed by overnight stillness. The body simply never gets the gentle movement it needs to stay limber and responsive. And here is the part that makes this trap so dangerous. Because sitting quietly in the evening feels relaxing, most seniors never question it. They assume that rest means stillness. They believe they are doing something good for themselves by taking it easy. But the body does not work that way. Rest and stillness are not the same thing. Your body needs calm activity in the evening, gentle movement that keeps blood flowing and joints mobile, before it transitions into true sleep. There is also a neurological component to this pattern that deserves attention. When you remain sedentary in the evening hours, your brain receives very little stimulation from movement sensors in your muscles and joints. This proprioceptive input, as it is called, helps maintain the neural pathways that control balance, coordination, and spatial awareness. Without regular activation, these pathways gradually weaken. This is one reason why seniors who are sedentary in the evenings often experience declining balance and increased fall risk over time. Without that movement, every night becomes another opportunity for stiffness and sluggishness to build, and over months and years, seniors find themselves feeling decades older than they should. This is the aging trap that nobody warns you about, and it is the one that may be affecting you right now without you ever knowing. So what can you do about all of this? There is one simple habit that addresses many of these hidden traps at once. And the good news is that it requires no equipment, no special training, and no physical strain. It is safe, gentle, and available to almost every senior regardless of their current fitness level. That habit is a slow, intentional walk in the final hour before bed. Not a brisk walk, not an exercise walk, just a calm, easy stroll, even if it is only for 10 or 15 minutes. You can do it inside your home if going outside is not practical. You can walk slowly through your hallway, your living room, your kitchen. The pace does not matter. What matters is that your body is moving gently before it settles into rest. This simple habit accomplishes several things at once. First, it restores circulation to your legs and core, counteracting the stillness of the evening. Second, it keeps your joints lubricated and mobile, reducing the stiffness you feel in the morning. Third, it activates your lymphatic system, helping your body clear out the metabolic waste that contributes to inflammation. Fourth, it gently signals to your nervous system that the day is ending, helping shift you out of mental tension and into a calmer state. And perhaps most importantly, it creates a buffer between your sedentary evening and your sleep. Instead of going from stillness to stillness, your body gets one final period of gentle activity that prepares it for real recovery. There is something almost meditative about this practice when done consistently. The slow, rhythmic movement naturally deepens your breathing. The gentle physical activity helps release the mental tension you may have accumulated during the day, and the simple act of moving through space reconnects you with your body in a way that hours of sitting cannot provide. Many seniors find that this evening walk becomes a cherished ritual rather than a chore. It becomes a time for quiet reflection, for processing the day, for transitioning peacefully from wakefulness to rest. Some walk with a partner, turning it into a time of gentle connection. Others prefer the solitude, using those minutes as a form of moving meditation. Seniors who adopt this habit often notice changes within days. They wake up feeling less stiff, their joints move more easily, their energy levels stabilize, and they begin to feel more like themselves again. This is not a cure for aging. Nothing can stop time. But this one habit can help slow the perception of aging by giving your body what it needs during the most neglected hours of the day. Let us take a moment to reflect on what we have covered today. We talked about 5 hidden aging traps that silently accelerate fatigue, stiffness, and weakness in seniors. Number 5 was sitting still for long, unbroken stretches during the day, which slows circulation and stiffens joints. Number 4 was shallow breathing, which deprives your body of oxygen and keeps your nervous system on edge. Number 3 was evening screen time, which disrupts your sleep hormones and prevents deep recovery. Number 2 was carrying mental tension into your resting hours, which keeps your body stuck in stress mode even when you are lying still. And number 1 was losing the habit of gentle movement in the hours before sleep, which creates a cascade of stiffness and sluggishness that builds over time. Each of these traps is subtle. Each one feels harmless in the moment, and each one is something that millions of seniors experience without ever realizing the connection to how they feel. But now you know, and knowledge is the first step toward change. You do not have to overhaul your life. You do not have to start an intense fitness program. You simply have to become aware of these patterns and begin making small adjustments that support your body instead of working against it. The beautiful truth is that your body wants to feel better. It wants to move freely. It wants to wake up without stiffness and heaviness. It has simply been waiting for the conditions that allow it to thrive. By removing these hidden traps and adding supportive habits, you are not fighting against aging. You are simply giving your body permission to function the way it was designed to function. Aging is not something you can stop, but how you age, how quickly you feel the weight of it in your body, is something you have more control over than you might have believed. If this information was helpful to you, please consider subscribing to this channel. We create content specifically for seniors who want to understand what is happening in their bodies and what they can do about it. Every video is designed to inform and support you on this journey. And if you know someone who has been feeling older than their years, someone who wakes up stiff and tired and wonders why, please share this video with them. Sometimes a single piece of information can change how someone approaches their daily life. Sometimes knowing that you are not alone and that there are answers makes all the difference. Thank you for spending this time with us. Take care of yourself, and we will see you in the next one.